GMWD has been doing a lot right for 2026. They've been making a very strong impact in the home gym community, providing all-in-one trainers, machines, and cardio machines as well. Today, we're going to talk about one of their lava flow cardio machines, the RM02 row machine. There's a lot to unpack for this, and so we're going to go ahead and get into it. So let's go ahead and deep dive into it. Hi, my name is Danny with DD Fitness, and today I'm going to do another cardio series that I've been working on. If you've been watching my videos, you will have seen that I just previously did a review on the Merck S29 Rower machine, or bike I should say. It's a really good bike, so if you were interested in it, go ahead and check it out. But today, we're going to actually talk about the RM02 Rower from GMWD. It's part of their Lava Flow series that they have for their cardio machines, and we were able to get our hands on one of them to do a review on it. Now, I have been using this machine for just over 2 months. I initially was going to do the review and release it back then, but I wanted to spend a little bit more time with it because I really did like it, and I really wanted to pick it apart to see what were the things that I liked and what were things that need to be improved on it. Now, this is a very good machine. It is a very good affordable price, and there's a lot of good features that's going to make people at least be interested to check this out. Some of the features is going to be that it's very lightweight. It can handle people up to 7.2 feet tall, which is astronomical. I don't know if it might be that tall anyways. And it has a lot of extra features as far as easy storage. And we're going to go ahead and get into that. So let's go ahead and talk a little bit about the RM02 from GMWD. Okay, so the RM02 is a row erg, and it's not really too much different from any row erg that's out on the market. If you are familiar with row ergs, you would know that the gold standard is the Concept 2. This is not the same as the Concept 2, but it has a lot of the same functionalities and features. But the good thing about it is that it does come in at a much cheaper price point, but it does come with some cutbacks to be able to get it to that price point without destroying a lot of the quality on it. So let's go ahead and talk a little bit about some of the specs on this and what makes this really good for the price that it is at. The RM02 comes with a lot of nice specs on it. Now, one of the good things that I really do like about it is that it does sit 15.5 inches off the floor, so it gives you a nice good height without you having to feel really low to get into the seat to get started. Now, the monorail itself is 54 inches long, so it is a nice long monorail that's going to give you the full extension of your legs that you're going to want to need. And as I mentioned earlier, it can accommodate people as tall as 7.2 feet. So that gives you a lot of leeway that you can have on this monorail to be able to give you full support for those row actions that you're looking for. Now, as far as the weight, it only weighs 81.6 pounds. So it's not a very heavy machine, and it does at the same time have a little bit of help to keep it nice and stable. And the dimensions for it in its flat position is going to be 95.2 inches long, 24.3 inches wide, and it has a height of 46.2 inches. Now, this can be stored in two different ways. You can store it upright where it's fully in place, or you can take off the monorail and have it shorter in case you need more confined space overhead. Now, the maximum user weight is 507 pounds, and that's incredible for this machine considering how light it is and how durable it is at the same time. It does offer 10 air resistant levels that most people will be used to on the other rowers, and the display does show 6 meters per pull. Now, the rower does come with an app that you can actually download on your phone, so that way if you want to have some programs to use to do workouts with, you can use their app. It's not necessary, but it's nice that GMWD does offer that for customers who want to have a program to use. Okay, so let's go ahead and deep dive into this row machine, and let's determine if this is going to be something that you're going to be interested in or not. Now, just to let you know, I did get this as a promotional offer from GMWD to review. I have been using this for about 2.5 months. I was initially going to release it earlier, but I decided to wait and do a little bit more review on it because I wanted to see what are the things that I can find that needs to be improved on it, and what are the things that works really good on it. And I have been able to find quite a few things that I would like to see improved on it. So hopefully GMWD does take this into consideration if they decide to make a new generation of this. Now, one of the things I do like, as I mentioned, is that this monorail is very long. It does give you a lot of length to be able to give you that full pull without feeling short on the pulls. Now, the good thing about this monorail, because as I mentioned earlier, this thing only weighs just over 80 pounds. It's a very, very lightweight monorail. It's made out of aluminum. Coming from a a Stamina X AMRAP, that thing was heavy. It was at least maybe 30, 40 pounds heavier than this machine. And it was quite cumbersome to take off the monorail for short height storage. With the GMWD, it's a very easy lift to just basically pop this up, take this out, and you can see this is so light. I literally can just hold this with one hand. That's how durable this is. And I really like that they made it very easy. So if you do need that the height storage, or you need the storage with the height, it's easy to just take this out, pop it off, and then to put it back on, it's as easy as just snapping it back on. You'll see right here that there's going to be there's a slot right here for the rod that goes on there. And once you put that in, all you got to do is just pop it forward, snap it in place, pull that down, and you're ready to go. So not even 15, 20 seconds to get this put back on. And as I mentioned, because this is very lightweight, anyone will be able to do this with no problems. Now, as far as the display on here, it has a very nice display. Some of the things that you're going to be able to do for the options when you get started on it is that you can choose the type of workout that you want to do. If you just want to do rows, you can just select the just rows. Actually, if you start the row, it would automatically go into that setting for you. However, you do have additional other settings that you can set for this. You can also set it to where if you want to do intervals, it will give you options for intervals. You can do a target row where you just want to just do 500 meters and that's your target. You do have those options as well. And you can also do a race where you can set it up to do a race. Now, I haven't really dove too much into that setting, but I will talk a little bit more about that later. Now, it does also have a setting for language. I tried to change it to another language. I'm not sure if I'm doing it wrong or not. I have to see if I can do it. But it does give you the options to be able to change the language, but it does default to English for you. And you can also change the units for the displays as well. So that way, if you want to see meters, you want to see miles, you do have those options to be able to set on there for it. And of course, if you need to reset it, just hit the reset button and it will start over. Now, this does take a AA battery. I've used some other row machines where they don't require the battery, but the battery does help keep storage for memories. But this does take, I believe, one AA battery, maybe two. I can't remember offhand. But it won't work without those batteries on there. It would also have a wire plug. It's a 3.5 millimeter jack that you just plug in. And once you plug it in, it should start to work as well. Now, as far as the aesthetics of the row machine, it's pretty basic. There's not going to be a lot of difference from the other row machines. The one thing that I do like, of course, about it that is an air rower. It's not magnetic or a water rower. So if you are familiar with the feel of the Concept 2 or other type of rowers that do use the air rower, you'll be very familiar with this. And you should like this just as much. Now, as far as the chain on here, I noticed that the chain is not as thick as I've seen on some of the other row machines like the Stamina X. I've been using this, as I mentioned, for over 2 months, and I haven't had any issues with the chain. And it works really good. It does stay in place really good. And it's definitely very quiet as it goes through the movements. Now, as far as the seat rolls just as good. When I first got it on, it was a little stiff. So when you do buy this and the seats feel a little stiff, just get it to roll a little bit more on there. And as it works in, it will start to get better. Now, it does come with a plastic footstep or with foot holders. And it does come with the straps that go on top of it. Now, one of the things that I don't like about these straps is that the material for the straps are actually kind of smooth. And so they can't really grip that tight when you have your foot in place. So when you pull down on the strap and as you start to work out, because these straps are so smooth and they can't really grip on the teeth to lock it in place properly, throughout the time your feet can start to get a little bit loose because that strap will start to slide a little bit loose. And so you kind of have to stop and tighten it back up and then get back started again. So one of the things that I would like to see change on the version that's upgraded, if GMWD does decide to upgrade, is to make better straps for these to lock into the teeth. It's a bit annoying to have to stop, and it's one of my biggest peeves about the straps on here for it, is that it doesn't stay locked in place for it. Now, as I've used other rollers, they have always come loose in some kind of form of fashion, but this is very, very noticeable in how it comes loose. Now, as far as the handles, I believe the handle grips on this is probably about 24 millimeters. So it's a little bit on the smaller side for gripping when you pull. I personally would have liked to have seen a much thicker, at least 29 to 30 millimeter handles, because it just allows for your arms to be more rested on there. You don't have to use more grip to where your forearms are getting affected by it. And so I would have liked to have seen GMWD offer a much better handle on here with better grips. Now also with the rubber handles on here, I'm not a fan of these because as you roll, and it's on plastic, these come off fairly easy. Well, I shouldn't say they come off fairly easy, but they rotate very easy, and it kind of is an annoyance. And I would have just basically just preferred it to just be all plastic with a thicker handle as opposed to these rubber grips. I'm not a fan of the rubber ones, and as you can see, they can come on and off really easy, and they do rotate rather easy on there as well. Now, as far as the resistance on here, I did mention it does have 10 resistance, but I personally kind of find that the resistance is a little bit light on the 10, on the highest resistance, which is 10. Using other row machines, specifically the Stamina X, I've noticed that it has a much better or stronger damper compared to this one. And the damper on this is not bad at all. I do like it, and it's very efficient, and it's been great for the 2.5 weeks or two months that we've been using it. But I have come to find that it is a little bit on the lighter side. I would compare it to maybe a 8 on a Concept 2 or a Stamina X. But it does still provide some very good resistance, air resistance for you. Now, as far as the assembly on this, it was very easy to assemble. It only comes in one box, and it comes about, if I'm not mistaken, about 90% pre-installed. So as you pull it out the box, you'll see that the main part of the frame will come together, and interesting enough, only one of the foot plates will be placed on there. You do have to put the other one on there. And as you install the other one, it's important to realize that there's a metal bracket that you're going to have to put on the, I believe, the left side, if I'm not mistaken, when I install this. And that bracket is made to secure the foot plate, because the entire foot plate is plastic. And so when you tighten it down to the monorail, or not the monorail, but the actual frame, if you don't have that metal bracket in there, the foot plate can be very flimsy, and you don't want that plastic to break. I would have liked personally to seen a better base for this than just this whole plastic on here. It's not been an issue. It's been actually perfectly fine, but it's just a lot of plastic, and I think that the less plastic and a little bit more metal would just make it a more durable machine. But of course, with that comes with a price increase. So GMWD did what they did to try to make this as affordable as possible and still make it of a good quality as well. Now, just like with any fan, it's going to get dirty as it starts to rotate. And with the RM02, it's not going to be any different for the damper. The good thing is, though, is GMWD made it easy to be able to clean the damper. You only have 4 screws that you have to take out right here. And as you take that out, you pull off the cover for the damper, clean it, put it back on, and it's an easy clean. So just keep in mind that a lot of people probably don't think about the internals needing to be cleaned, but because that fan is always rotating and you always have dust, just keep in consideration that it will need to be cleaned. And GMWD made it easy to remove those 4 screws to get to the fan to clean it, and then also clean the damper as well. Okay, so going back to storage, as I mentioned, there is 2 ways that you can store this. You can either just store it upright the way that I have it right now, or you can take the monorail off, have it lower in case you need to have that height space as well. Now, also with the display, the good thing is that when you're done with it, it does have two hinges that you can actually fold it away. So you got the one that knocks it down, and then you have the other one for the display. So that way you put it out the way and it doesn't get damaged if people are walking by it and accidentally hit it. So I like the way that they have that set up, and it makes it very compact for the storage when it's not in use. Now, the rower does also come with two wheels to be able to move it around easy for storage. However, the only thing that I don't like about the wheels is the little stop covers that's on top of there, because I can't rotate it anyway, as you can see right here. And it has to go pretty far down before the wheels actually start to roll. And right when you get to right about here, they'll lock in. So sometimes when I'm trying to get it in storage spots, I might have to walk it in, or I will pick it up right here and use this as a handle. And as you can see, it's still easy to pick up, minus this handle hitting my hand that hurts very much, but we won't talk about that. So let's try that again. Lift it up, easy, and back in place. So that did hurt a little bit, but we're all right.
He's gonna cry in the car.
Now, going back to the installation, the only main parts that you're gonna have to put together is the back foot. You have to put on the front foot, and the roller, I believe, will have to be attached as well. And then, of course, the monorail. And that's pretty much it. It's like a 30-minute install. It doesn't take long, and you can actually do it yourself. But just be cautious of where the screws go in, because there are different size screws. And so you want to make sure the screws are the right length. But GMWD does a very good job with the instructions on what parts need to go where for you. Okay, now as far as the cost of the RM02, GMWD is coming in at a very good competitive price. At the time of this video on their website, it is listed at $499. Plus, GMWD also do offer a lot of discounts. I believe they right now have a 3% discount that is website wide. So you can actually save a little bit extra money on here. Now I do have an affiliate links, but my affiliate link doesn't save you money. It just helps promote, supports the channel. But I will put that in the link below in case you want to support that. However, if you do want to use the 3% code for savings, I'll also put that in the description below, because I don't know what the code is right off the hand, but I'll make sure that you do have it. But for $499, I think that this comes in at a very good competitive price. Also, with the 1-year frame warranty, I think it's a really good option, even though it only has a 6-month warranty. So hopefully GMWD will reconsider the 6 months and at least change it to a 1 year to offer more people offer more time, so that way if it does have real issues, people can have a chance to fix it before that warranty expires. So $499, 1-year warranty, full lifetime warranty on the frame, 6 months warranty on parts. This is a very affordable, in my opinion, rower that's going to give you a very good quality. And at the same time, as I have mentioned in any of my videos about GMWD, they offer a very good customer service, and they have always stand behind their equipment. They have always provided wonderful service to me, whether I needed it or with other customers that I have experienced, that they had a really good experience with them as well. So this is Danny with DD Fitness, as I mentioned. If you are interested, I'll put the link below. Thank you for watching. You have a great day.